In today's video, I've made some really easy library card pockets. I've got one here that's I went ahead and embellished up nicely. We'll show you that. But this is basically what I started with. It's just a simple library card pocket. It's a really plain, simple, and it'll just slide the library card pocket in there, and this can be glued to the back of your page on a junk journal. But I love using junk journal cards in my junk journals and my scrapbooking. And so I have these that I've made in a previous video, and I wanted to be able to fit these in. So I've made these all a 3x4 size, so it'll fit these nicely. And I do have a tutorial for this. It's in earlier videos, and I will be sure and put that in the description below so you can see how those are made. But for today, let me show you how we just make the pocket itself. I've got that one there that I've already embellished. And then this one, that's just got the library card type in it. And I've just got this that I've put in there. And then I have this one down here. It's got pretty little flower pattern on it. And then this one that's got the music notes and some butterflies on it. So these just turn out really pretty, I think. And of course these will be really nice as you can kind of do a loaded pocket with it and add some other embellishments and some tags. You know, all the goodies. So anyhow, let me just show you how I've made this up and decorated. It just comes together in just a couple of minutes, quick and easy. Pull this down here just a wee bit. I pulled my scoreboard out for this, but of course you do not have to use a scoreboard. You can just fold it in. It's really quick and simple. So to start out with, I've just cut a sheet of scrapbook paper. You can use scrapbook paper or cardstock. I find either one works well for this because the back of it's just going to be glued on to your journal or scrapbook. So that doesn't matter so much. Or of course you can just keep these as is and give them as little gifts like that as a little holder. Anyway, back to this. This is going to measure 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And I'm going to take the longer side and put it up here against my scoreboard. And I am going to score at 3/8 of an inch. So 3/8 of an inch. On this side, a couple times. And then I'm going to flip it over and do 3/8 of an inch on this side. And like I said, if you don't have a scoreboard, no big deal. Just use your ruler, measure over 3/4 of an inch, and you'll be good to go. So for this side, I'm going to score over 1 1/4. So there's my 1, there's my 1/4, and we've got that. Let's see, probably can see it better for you if I flip it on this white side. So what I want to do now is come in here, and you can see where the corners meet right here. And I'm going to just come in and snip right to that corner, kind of make a V on each side. Oh, didn't quite connect all the way. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And this comes together in literally a couple minutes. So now I've just got a quarter rounder. You don't have to do this step. If you don't have a corner rounder, you can just use your scissors. But I like the look of it when it's rounded at the top. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so now I want to come in and just fold these. And this is a piece of cardstock that I'm using for mine. So since it's a little thicker, I'm going to use my foam folder and crisp those edges down just a little bit. Makes it easier to work with and gives it a little bit nicer look, I think. And then we're going to fold up our bottom. Okay, so all I'm going to do from here, these sides are going to stay in. This is coming up, and I'm actually just going to pull this right around the back. You have the option here to either leave it in, and you'll glue right here and fold it up on both sides, and that looks nice. You won't have it coming around the back if you want to keep it as a little pocket. But for me, I'm using these all in something, and it doesn't matter to me if it's on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my edges. I've just got some tacky glue, wet glue here that I'm going to use for that. I do like using the wet glue on this part. I think it holds a little better. And then I'm just going to fold it in and fold it in. And this will adhere pretty quickly. Keep it pressed on for just a moment. And there we have just the really basic, simple outline for these little pockets. So I've got just a few here that's made up from my other cards still. And actually, I think I'll just use this one right on the top. And like I said, I'll link the tutorial for these little journal cards. It's just basically a 3x4 card. I've rounded the edges and I've added a page tab to the top. I've got kind of the standard size index card that I just cut down to fit on here, and then I've inked around the edges. So that's all there really is to that. But I do have a tutorial on that I will put on. We're going to slide that in. I think that looks pretty good together. Okay, so now to embellish this, if you'll notice on this one, I've got a piece of lace behind. So let's start with that. This is just some lace that I've picked up at a thrift store. And I am going to go ahead and cut it to size here. And glue it on. I'm just going to add some at the very tip top. And then I think I'll add some more right here where these flowers are a little thicker, so it won't be going through too much. Flip it over and I'm going to run that right in the center. Straighten that up a little bit. I've got a couple little jagged edges that are hanging over, but that's okay. I'll trim that up in just a minute. Okay, so for the next part, I'm going to have a bigger flower and a little flower. So I have that here. Move that over. Let that dry for a second. Let's see. These are some flowers that I just picked up at a resale shop for a whole $1.50. I've had these for quite a long time, but they're just fun to pull out, so that was a good bargain. And then I've got these little flowers here that I'm going to use, and we'll just pull one of these little guys out right here. I think that'll look nice. It's the same one I have on there. So I've got that and that. Now if you'll notice, before I glue my flower on, I have put, let me pull this up, a little piece of string back here just to give it a little more dimension or texture to it. I think it adds just a little bit to it. And so I have got just a piece of string. This is about 10 inches long or so. And I'm going to put some of this tacky glue on the back of here. And then I'm going to put this on. And then I'm just going to make a couple of loops. It's kind of a wide loop. Let's thin it up just a little bit. And that's going to catch in there. And I'm going to come on this side, do the same thing. And get it to bend the way I want it. There we go. And then I'll make one more loop on that side and one more loop on the other side. Okay, mess with it for just a second. I think I like that, so let's add a little more glue to the back. And then we'll tack it on the front. I just like the way that gives it a little bit more something something. Okay, then I'm going to put a little bit right in the middle to attach that other flower to it. And then I have some little gems here that are in this little container. Let's see. Maybe this little guy will work good. That right in the middle. I love the way this tacky glue, once it's dry, it just seems to hold really well for me. Okay, and that is that. We've got another one complete just in a couple of minutes. Trim that edge. A little there and a little here. And these are so fun to decorate. Just pull out all your little embellishments. And these are done. So if you decide to give these a try and you get a chance to do some, let me know in the comments. Or if you've got some other ways to decorate with these, I'd love to hear. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.